Nice steady technical session today. Nothing too aggressive. Okay. If you've got some tins of beans, if you've got some light dumbbells, that would help. If you've got nothing, then you've got nothing. That's going to be absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Just warm it up. Switch the shoulders from side to side. Keep the head nice and still. Get the length in the stroke. Get the catch involved in that elbow pivoting. I'm still working on my left arm, which is getting a little bit lazy. Maybe it's because I'm holding junior for too long and it's just all getting a bit old and knackered. That's my excuse anyway. Okay, 2 minutes gone, 4 minutes to go. We're just going to sort of work down some full stroke front crawl with some technical drills in between. Okay, so it's 6 minutes to start. Then it's always a minute of drills in between. Should be a 17-minute circuit. And we're going to go through that twice for 35 minutes. Twice for 35 minutes. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. If you missed Friday, oh, it was tough. It was tough. If you missed Friday, it is on YouTube if you want to catch it up. It's quite technical, but the session is written out in full on the YouTube sort of comment section, so you can catch it up, okay? And it was sort of that primarily fitness-based session. Today's technical. We're going to work on some drills in between some full stroke, little technical reminders. Try to have them. The key to this session is always trying to have the technical points from the drill flow into the next swim, flow into the next full stroke. So it helps shape, it helps improve. Keep the elbows high as you turn the forearm to horizontal if you're standing up. If you're in that horizontal position because your quads are long ways, you're still trying to make that transition by pivoting at the elbow. Good work. Well over halfway, well over halfway. The first drill we're going to do when we get there, the first drill we're going to just ditch our quads. We're going to stand up straight and work on the catch position. Okay, we're going to work on the catch position. 2 minutes to go, 2 minutes to go. If you've overestimated or under, you can always step forward to take the pressure off, get closer, make this cord softer. If you're just getting nicely warm, you can always take a step back, make it a little bit stronger. Whatever you feel you need to do. Just working on keeping the head still. Then think about the elbows pivoting. Pop them out wide, but keep the hand central. Wide elbow. You know, people talk about a high elbow. I don't like that so much because it gives the idea that we're swimming sort of out here. Okay, high elbow on the pull. Think about a wide elbow on the pull and the hand central. Make that nice sort of diamond position if both hands were involved. And that sort of recruits nicely through the back. If you're in the deep end of a swimming pool and pulling yourself out, the body would almost guide you naturally. You wouldn't even have to think about it. You wouldn't sort of pull yourself out with a straight arm. You wouldn't be sort of within inches of the side of the pool trying to elbow your way up and push your foot through. You would sort of be in that 90-ish degree angle, and that would help. The body would like that. It would want to be pulled out. With that sort of alignment, it's safest. It recruits a lot of the muscularity of the back through the shoulders. Last 45 seconds of the warm-up, last 45 seconds. We're going to switch to a catch routine for 1 minute next. All I need you to do is just stand up nice and tall, get rid of your stretch cords, and just listen to the instructions. Last 30 seconds. Don't forget to keep the hips involved. That's why we like the cords hanging vertical. It means I can actually wiggle the hips from side to side as this shoulder sort of stretches forwards. This hip is going to come through, and that enables this hand to push through central for a little bit longer. And then as we recover, we switch through to the other side. Good work. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, good, good. So both arms together. Work on the symmetry. Thumbs together, fingertips pointing to the ceiling. And I'm just going to push the elbows out to bring the fingertips to the eyes, okay? Return to the top. From the side, it looks like this, okay? fingertips point up, elbows come out wide to bring the forearm to horizontal and relax back out and top. Elbows go wide. You might need to put a little bit of a shrug, nice and slow, nice and soft. A little bit of a shrug through the shoulders to help turn that over. It will feel a little bit uncomfortable because we haven't rotated. Once you take this position into that rotated body position, it should feel a lot smoother, but it's just about the symmetry. And if you look at it from head on, it will create that nice diamond position we're looking for. Good, everyone, good. Nice and slow. Remember, this first part is about setting the position. There's no need to rip through that because all we're doing is turning it over. Then from that point, you can add the effort. Good work. In 3, 2, 1, back on the chords, everyone, back on the chords. Okay, a little bit more effort if you feel warmed up. And of course, having worked on the catch, what do we want to do during this full stroke section? Is work on that catch position. Early elbow pivots out. Create that horizontal forearm position. If you can open your hands, think of pulling from fingertips to elbow. Creating that paddle or that blade that will hold you in position and help you anchor, and then the body will travel through and over. Good work, everyone, good work. Excellent stuff, excellent stuff. Okay. Head nice and still, switching the shoulders from side to side, letting the hips follow. Let them flow out of the way so you can keep the hand pulling through the center line for a little bit longer. I've just realized I haven't put in my little notes column the sort of the running intervals, so I'm going to be doing some mental arithmetic as we go. The little one woke up a little bit late, so it's all a bit manic to get them out of the house to go for a walk to the park. So I'm just going to have to juggle this through, but I think it's a pretty straightforward block of work. But if anyone feels like we're doing anything for too long, remind me, give me a nudge, and I'll switch it through. This block is 4 minutes. This block is 4 minutes. I believe we've got just coming up on 2 minutes to go, 2 minutes to go. If you can add a little bit more tension, take a step back, but don't lose your technique, don't lose your technique. Switching from side to side. If you're happy and it's all flowing nicely, let's add in some breathing. Let's take 3 breaths to the right. Work on your timing, watch the hand travel under the body, fingertips are underneath the face, and then turn it into the side so that you get to the air as the hand is by the hip, and then it's nicely back in position as the arm comes through. 3 to the right, 3 to the left. Often, we leave it a little bit late or a little bit too early, and then obviously, if you're sort of into the breath, at this point, you're going to struggle as both build momentum and swing across and upset things. So maybe work on your timing as when the head turns into the breath. Good work, everyone. Last minute of full stroke. And then we're going to work on, having worked on the front of the stroke, we're going to work on the back of the stroke for our next drill. We're going to wake up the triceps, make sure they're not getting ignored. And then the last final drill will bring it all together. Your rotation, the catch, the extension at the back of the stroke brings it all together. So to start with, we worked on the front of the stroke. In this middle section, we're going to work on the back of the stroke. Last 35 seconds, last 35 seconds. And from there, you've got some options, you've got some choices. If you've got dumbbells, you might want to carry on, guys. I'm just going to show you a few options now. If you've got dumbbells, you could work on a tricep finish at the back of the stroke. Okay. And this is nice because the body position, it is sort of quite natural and it does lend itself well. You could, if you've got them, if not, and your chords are available, you could just work on a tricep finish, just finishing with both chords at the same time, working on the back of the stroke. If you can, remember, add a little bit of wrist pivot at the back of the stroke to keep the palm facing the wall you're swimming away from. 3, 2, 1. Okay, get your chords, work on the tricep. Use your dumbbells. We've got 1 minute working on the back of the stroke, So tricep extension, you can use your dumbbells, you can use your cords. It's just the finish. So elbows are at 90 degrees and we're just straightening them. Elbows to 90. If you can add a little bit of wrist pivot in here, just keeps the palm facing the wall we're swimming away from. If there's one strength element to swimming, this is it, the tricep, the back of the stroke. If you were going to go to the gym and work on something that was not, you know, a muscle group that was really related to swimming, that enabled you to have the endurance to push it through for longer, to keep finishing the stroke for longer, the tricep would be it. In 3, 2, 1, let's go back on the cords. 2 minutes, please. Let's start to build the pace now. We should be warm. We should be having the breathing under control. You know, we're mixing some steady efforts with the skills. Nothing should be too outrageous. We're not pulling ceiling tiles off the roof. Okay. We've got 2 minutes. We've got 2 minutes now. So having just worked on isolating the tricep, I want to make sure we finish the stroke at the back. Don't get lazy and just finish at the hips. The hips is far too high. It's far too high, okay? Just, you know, look at the angle of the elbow, okay? And there's my hip, okay? Remember, the hip rolls out of the way so I can finish much lower. I know you won't be able to see that on the screen particularly well, but just think about the hip rolling out of the way, keeping the hand pulling central for longer. Water is being driven backwards for longer. You should be driven forwards further. It's a winning scenario. Good work, everyone. Last 40 seconds, last 40 seconds. Then we're going to go with some single arm. We're going to go with some single arm. A minute with the left arm, a minute with the right. Fabulous drill. I know we do it a lot and make no apologies. It's the one drill that brings it all together. It needs the catch. It needs the hips involved. It needs the body to rotate. All of these things come together. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. Don't start letting the water, the hand exit out of the water early. You're thinking ahead to the single arm, but don't lose the back of the stroke. In 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Okay, single arm. I'm going to use my dumbbell just to give me a little bit more tension, a little bit more feel for the water. If you don't have a dumbbell or a tin of beans, it's not the end of the world. Remember, we start in this Superman position. This unused hand stays at the hip. It never leaves the hip. It never leaves the hip. Don't be tempted. It's all about that arm starting out in front. Set the catch, rotate, make the connection, bring them through. Keep the head nice and still. Recover, recover. If you've finished your rotation and the shoulder is low, you should have this shoulder high. You should be able to drive that through. Okay. Keep the head still for round 1. Catch, pull the shoulder through, recover, over the surface. We've got 10 seconds to go. We've got 10 seconds to go. Remember, start high, catch and connect, pull through, keep the head still, recover, and then as you unwind the arm forwards, that shoulder drives back up above. Okay? 3, 2, 1, over to the other side, please, over to the other side. So start in that Superman flying position. The unused arm does not leave the hip. Connect the catch to the shoulder, pull through. Shoulder then switches back to high, starts high, comes through to low, under the chin, more or less, and then back up on top. Catch, pull it through, make the connection. If the shoulder's now high, I should be able to get the elbow high. I should still be able to stay narrow and then drive it through. And if this shoulder is now high, I can get the breath in a lot more relaxed than if I was sort of staying flat and just wiggling through and then turning to breathe. I get that blockage. Last 10 seconds, give me a couple more. Start high, set the catch, pull low, elbow high, switch through. One more. Fantastic. Okay, good, good, good. Round 1 done. That wasn't so bad, was it? Not too bad. Have a drink, relax, shake the arms out. Maybe add a little bit more rotation work while we're waiting. If your quads are mounted horizontal, you know that we need to add a little bit of that hip movement in just to offset, sort of, you know, from here with the hips pivoted and you're doing you're swimming in a horizontal position, it's a little bit harder to get those hips mimicking the full stroke position. So back on the 6 now, back on the 6, remember, then it's that 1 minute working the thumb catch is what we know it as. Back onto 4 minutes, 1 minute of the triceps, your choice how we do that. 2 minutes front crawl build, and then we finish with the single arms again, okay? And always trying to carry the skill, the drill, into the full stroke, okay? All right, are we ready? And by all means, this 6 minutes should be a little bit harder now. Doesn't need to be a warm-up. You should be plenty warm in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Here we go. Back on the cords. Take a step back. Take a step back if you can. Open the hands if you've got sort of these grips. If you're in control and you are balanced, it's always good to more closely mimic the full stroke. Open the fingers a little bit. There's a little bit of daylight there. Nothing too big, nothing too clenched. You don't want the hand slipping a small little paddle. You don't want that small and slipping under without the reward of you going forwards and over. So you want to make that paddle big. That's why swimming with paddles is so effective. It artificially creates a bigger hand. You've got more surface area. It overloads the shoulders. But it does sort of do what's, you know, what we're looking for is a better anchoring, of course, providing you do tip those fingertips over into that catch position. And if you can add the forearm to that, then you really shift forwards. So if you read or see any kind of paddle being described as a way to improve your catch, I'd be somewhat skeptical. You know, if the paddle, not many of them get involved with the forearm, and those that do, they have limitations. But really, I can, it's just as equally with a paddle or not, I can still push down to the bottom of the pool as I can turn that over and send the water backwards. The paddle will not shape that movement, really. I think what it will do, it will give you a better sense of being moved forwards compared to if you laid it flat, kind of pulled it back or just pushed it down rather than tip it over. You can really sense the difference. You get that forward movement with the bigger hand. So it's be wary of some of the claims you see. Good work, everyone. Good work. Can we take another step backwards? Oh, I'm about to disappear. So we're at 2 minutes. We're at 2 minutes. 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes to go. Look at the symmetry of the pulling. We've just looked at the single arms. Some discrepancies might have been highlighted. Can you work on making them mirror each other a fraction more? The same speed, the same angles, the same alignment under the body. Everything should be driving you forwards now. There shouldn't be a wide sweep, a movement across, and then a straight arm being pushed down to help you breathe. It's the same movement regardless. Left and right doing exactly the same thing, whether you're breathing or not. It's one of the, I've got to say, from all the years I've been doing this, you've got to say that that's one of the hardest things to achieve, unless you've had the good fortune to grow up as a swimmer. We did a workshop for a London club, and it was a remarkable stuff. Like 30 out of 41, 38 swimmers all suffered from this straight arm push down, helping the breathing. They could not catch regardless of whether the breath was being taken or not. And that's why that thumb catch will really help you learn that movement. We've still got 3 minutes till we practice that again. Don't jump ahead just yet. Snorkel is a good way because obviously that takes the breathing out of the equation. Again, use it with caution because you can still, with the snorkel, you still can push down. It won't sort of necessarily fix it, but you can at least watch and focus and try to make the adjustments. Good, everyone. Start from the top. Let's have a little diagnostic. Head nice and still. Shoulder finishing into the chin. Stubble rash slowly appearing. Not for everyone, of course. Elbow pivoting, popping out wide, turning that forearm into the horizontal position we need to then drive it through. Steady at the front, and then you accelerate. Steady at the front, and then you accelerate. Set the position, drive it through. Set the position, drive it through. Set the position, drive it through. Remember, we're pulling with the hand and the forearm. Good work, everyone. Last 90 seconds before we work on the thumb catch. If you want to add a little breathing, doesn't have to be one to the right-hand side immediately into one to the left. That is not much air during the course of the length compared to breathing every second stroke to one side. So I like the idea of breaking it up. 3 strokes to the right or 3 breaths to the right, and then you take 3 strokes to help you carry that over, 3 strokes to the 3 breaths to the left. Breath, breath, breath into stroke, 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 breath to the other side, breath, breath. So I'm still breaking the habits. I'm still interrupting anything nasty that's going to get ingrained. And I'm getting, in the course of the length, I'm still getting a fair amount of air in. I mean, just do the maths. If you were to take 25 strokes in 25 meters, breathing every second, you're going to get 7, 8-ish breaths. Suddenly you jump to every third, it's going to be, 5, 6. Very different, very different. Okay, last 25 seconds, last 25 seconds. Keep it pushing through. Don't get lazy now. The triceps might start to be a little bit fatigued. Don't exit early. We're going to remind them on the second drill with that tricep pull down. In 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Okay, let's get rid of them. Bring the thumbs together. Okay. If you're not sure about this, it's demonstrated on YouTube or email me and I will send you the link. It's a very nice drill to be done in the water. Use a pull buoy or some fins. Okay, use a snorkel so you can really focus on creating that position. From head on, it looks like a diamond. Keep them maybe slightly outside of 90. You don't have to come inside too close. And it's just set the position, learn that little shoulder shrug, get the elbows out wide, and then just relax back out in front. Don't, if we were in the water, just be wary of pushing against to return back, okay? I like to get to here and then slice the hands under so there's no pressure on the shoulders, okay? Palms facing the bottom of the pool, fingertips to the ceiling, thumbs together so we get the symmetry, we get the accuracy, we get the diamond under the water, and then slice back out in front. In 3, 2, 1, back on the courts, everyone. Here we go. 4 minutes, 4 minutes. Let's build up the pace. Can we take a step back? Maybe start with 2 minutes further away. If you're feeling good, feeling strong. If it's starting to get a little bit fatigued, maybe take a step forward. It's entirely up to you. It's your session in terms of the effort level. The beauty of this is you're just reminding the arms, the shoulders, the body position of what it's like to be swimming. Yes, of course we're not swimming. It's nowhere near as good. But compared to just going for a run, for a bike ride, sitting on a rowing machine, you'll tap into some of those swimming movements, some of those swimming muscles, but not the way we're coordinating the breathing, the arms. The mind is obviously thinking about being in the water. All of that is coming together so that when we do get back in, it's not quite as scary. Okay, a little bit of breathing technique work. So hands travel under the eyes, turn to the side so they get to the ear as the hand is by the hip or beyond, and then the head is coming back to neutral well before that recovery. If we leave it too late and you then follow the hand is by the hip and then you get the breath in as the arm recovers, we get bunched up and things sweep across and the momentum drives you into a unstreamlined position. Good work, everyone. A little over 2 minutes to go, a little over 2 minutes, okay? If you need a break, the halfway point of this block is almost on us. Maybe take a step forwards if you need it, if you're losing your technique. If you feel the hands are exiting above the hips, maybe just come up a little bit, make it a fraction easier. Good work. There's halfway, there's halfway. I'll get this up on YouTube later if you want to practice it again during the week. We'll be back on Wednesday and Friday anyway. Wednesday's a little more strength or focused. I mean, always with technical teaching points. Friday is the harder fitness one where it's a lot more, well, Friday it was just all front crawl. There were no drills, there were no resistance band, no prehab movements, nothing rehab, no dumbbells. It was literally 35 minutes on the cords, and it went well. It went well. Good, everyone, good. Just over a minute to go, just over a minute to go. And then I need you to quickly get into a position where we're going to isolate the triceps. If your cords have some flexibility to them, you can just stay where you are and switch to this position. Okay, it's up to you, or you can grab your dumbbells. Your choice, your choice. Under a minute to go. Last 45 seconds. If we can, pick up the pace a little bit now. Don't lose the technique. Don't shorten the stroke to take more strokes. Just literally try to make it a little bit faster. Don't sort of waste technique for the appearance of speed. And I think that's a good thing to keep in mind in the water. As soon as the stroke feels fast, feels tiring, feels like there's lots of bubbles and it's a bit frantic, it's rare. That's an illusion of speed. It might feel good, it might feel powerful, but it rarely actually delivers speed. Fast swimmers very rarely look like they're swimming fast. Keep that in mind. In 3, 2, 1. Good stuff. Okay, onto the tricep pull down, tricep extension. We're nearly there, everyone. We're nearly there. Whether you've got your cords, whether your dumbbells. So it starts here 90 degrees, and it literally is the back of the stroke to help you push through. And if you can add the wrist pivoting in a little bit, keep the water being pushed to the palm pushing the water towards the wall you're swimming away from, that's only going to help. It's only going to help. Good, everyone. Last 20 seconds, nearly there. Okay, so the triceps are probably crying out for a little bit of respite. Hang in there. Just don't lose the length. Don't lose the technique. In 3, 2, 1. Tremendous. Take that movement as best you can. We've got 2 minutes of full stroke. 2 minutes of full stroke. Reach for the knees, reach for the knees. Don't be content to get to the hips. That is not acceptable. That is not acceptable. Switching from side to side will enable that. If you're staying flat, that is not going to help. That is both shoulders submerged. I need to shunt that through the water. That is not streamlined. I'm switching from side to side. And if you're struggling to achieve that, just go back to some easy torpedo drill. Think about the legs kicking, pushing the hips from side to side, driving the shoulder up. Basically, you're looking for full stroke front crawl without the arms involved. And if you can master that, you're well on the way to becoming a better swimmer. Okay, last minute before our single arms. We're almost done. And you can take the rest of the, no, you can't really, can you? Well, you can from a swimming point of view, maybe. Last 50 seconds, 50 seconds. Remember your catch. From the thumb catch, you kind of glossed over that drill, forgot to bring it into the 4 minutes, to the 4 minute swim. But I know, I can see a few of you, I know you're all doing that nicely. Back, that's looking much better today. Tracy, your hands pulling under the center of the body is looking better today. I mentioned that the other day. There's none of that wideness we used to see. That's looking very good. Keep the elbow high and wide. Don't let it drop. Don't let it pull through and then sort of late set your catch. It's got to happen early from the elbow. Turn that over, drive it through. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nicely done. Grab your weights if you've got them. If not, it doesn't matter. Single arm, start out in Superman flying position. Elbow pops out wide, forearm becomes horizontal, connect the rotation, shoulder comes through to the chin, nicely on my side, nice and narrow. This elbow is now, shoulder is high, which means this elbow can recover high. And then I'm back to my narrow position. Always trying to swim narrow. We never stay flat. Swimming is a constant switching from side to side. Once the hand is back out in front, we can get a breath to the side because this shoulder is high, it's nice and relaxed. I've not blocked it by not finishing the drill. If you can't get the head smoothly through, remember to extend back out in front. Good work, everyone. Stay narrow, switching from side to side. In 3, 2, 1. Good work. Swap hands, other side. Elbow pops out. Forearm is now horizontal. Connect the rotation. I'm still trying to pull down the center line. This hip, as this shoulder comes low, the opposite hip is now high, and I should be able to finish that drill. The hand exiting a little bit closer than you might have thought. Shoulder low, nice and streamlined. Bring it into the chin. Set your catch. This hip is high. Pull it low. This enables this hip to roll out of the way of the hand exiting. Elbow high, stretch it back out in front. Last 20 seconds, everyone. Nice and slow. In the water, make this drill easier with paddles. Obviously, it's neutral when the hand's on its own in its normal position. And then you can make it harder with the fist clenched. Then you really get to feel what it's like to pivot early and use the forearm because you've not got the hand involved. 3, 2, 1. That's it. Very nicely done, everyone. Shake the body out, add in some rotation, keep the head still, shake the arms out, get the breathing under control. If you've got time, throw in a little bit of drawing the sword just to get the blood shifting through the arm and the shoulders. I'm just going to slide over to this side. This is usually where I hit the banister with my knuckles. It's only taken 6 weeks to get the hang of this. And then maybe this one is nice. If you just, I'm turning sideways because I definitely don't have room. Fingertips up and over to the ears. Imagine there's a pane of glass in front and one behind, and I'm trying to sort of sweep through just to loosen things off. Nice, easy swim down. This movement's great for nudging your wetsuit up into position, getting the blood flow before you swim even. Great warm-up exercise. Get the blood flow into the triceps and the shoulders. And then if you've got space, a little bit of double arm backstroke. Okay, fantastic movement for recovering after a big session of front crawl. Add your pull boy between the thighs. Don't worry about the mechanics of full backstroke. Just enter with your little fingers. Elbows pivot, keep the hands narrow as best you can, and stretch out the chest and the shoulders. Good, good, good. We do an awful lot of front crawl, so anytime you can do something else would be of amazing benefit. Good, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that.